The following podcast will contain spoilers, tangents, hot takes, and excessive foul language. Viewer discretion is advised. Enjoy the show.
Greetings, horror fans, and welcome to episode 344 of Frightmares. I'm your host, Austin Proctor, and joining me today for It, technically Chapter 1, is Spencer Lafferman.
Hi.
Dying inside. Every day is a joy. Oh my god, man. Yeah, man. I love this movie, first and foremost. History with this one's pretty brief. So it's basically from this point on to 2025, the history is going to be, I saw this in theaters. I don't know why I always go to Kermit the Frog when
why?
I saw this one in the theaters. And it was me, Gabby, Will, Heather, and Brandon, and we went probably to AMC to watch it. And I just remember being like, this is everything I ever wanted from the book I haven't read yet. And then eventually I would read the book and then would go and watch the 1990 miniseries. That seems to be the status quo for me, is I almost always see a remake before the original, and it was no exception for this one. Because, I didn't see the miniseries until we did it on the podcast in 2019. And I don't know, the miniseries is fine. I'm not huge on it.
I mean, it was a shoestring budget, so what they did with it was pretty good.
Yeah, I like it, but I feel like, and this is kind of just a hot take in general, I feel like people's nostalgia for something overshadows the actual quality of it.
A lot of times that's 100% facts.
Because, if you grew up with it and you watch that all the miniseries, and you watch it all the time, and you have personal attachment to it, and it's nostalgic for you, that's amazing. That's great. I love that. I love when people have ties like that to movies, but I think that kind of blinds them when a new one comes out, because they're like, well, it was nothing like the one that I love so deeply, this movie is trash. So it's interesting, because I typically like the remakes, whereas the people that grew up with the originals like the originals more, and I don't usually see the originals until afterwards. It's just something I've noticed from my history with horror, is nostalgia is great, but it's sometimes I feel like I said, it blinds people from the actual quality of a film. You know what I mean? From
right.
Production standpoint, acting standpoint. Don't get me wrong, Tim Curry is Pennywise. Fucking incredible. Love him as Pennywise, but everything else about that one, it's just, I don't know, it's just not that great. The miniseries from that time just had this weird aesthetic to them. I don't know.
I mean, it was the 90s.
The Shining miniseries, this miniseries, just like the Salem's Lot, all these miniseries just had this, I don't know, just this weird aesthetic, almost like they were a soap opera. I don't know. I can't explain it. There's just this look to them that I don't personally enjoy very much. But I said that was going to be a very short description on my history with this movie, and here we are 5 minutes in. What about you with It 2017 and the miniseries as well, I guess?
I like them both.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just like?
I'm just kidding. I'm just going on.
They're both fine. I'm not wearing a Pennywise t-shirt or anything.
Yeah, whatever.
We all float.
Just happened. So I've always been in love with the It movies, and it's actually one of the rare occasions that I read the book before I saw the movie, the remake, obviously, because I was born in 1990. Obviously, I'm not reading as a baby like that. Not that book.
I
Jesus
came out
Christ.
of the womb and watched
right.
It.
As soon as I came out of the womb, the first thing I watched was the Pennywise.
Hiya, Georgie.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. No, I mean, obviously, the first introduction was the HBO miniseries, and then I read the book, and then I saw this. But I saw the It Chapter 1 remake an unhealthy amount of times in the theater. And when I mean unhealthy, Pennywise literally was my personality for about a month, and my friends could not stand it. And when I say my personality is I embodied his voice, and every time I would say hello to them at work or whatever, I would use my Pennywise voice and creep them the fuck out. I even went, dude. So I was still working at the theater at the time.
Yeah. Oh, so yeah, you got the 2 free tickets a day.
Oh, I mean, I was a manager when that came out, so fuck 2 free tickets. I just went and saw it whenever I wanted.
That's fair.
And I also screened it twice before it even came out. So I saw it a total of 7 times in the theater.
I love it.
2 was weeks before it even came out. But I even went for shits and giggles because it was making good money and doing really good business that we had later shows around the 11 o'clock time.
Uh-huh.
I would even go that extra because of my personality. I just thought I'd fuck with people. I would buy legitimately red balloons and release them in the theater at 11 p.m. at random times in the movie, just to cause chaos.
Yeah.
It was amazing because some people would freak the fuck out because they're watching this movie with red balloons and all of a sudden you see one float in the theater like, wait, what's happening?
Spencer, I don't think you were dedicated enough. You didn't dress up and go in there one time. Wow. Total lack of commitment.
Look, I was working on a regal budget. All I can afford were the balloons.
That's fair. That's fair.
But yeah,
You
I
can
would
get a
go
fuck
around and
ton
be
of those.
like, any of my friends' names, I would just be like, hiya, and then their name, like I would
Hiya, Georgie.
and I would just quote the movie. It definitely became a unhealthy personality for me.
I love it. I love it. So we will talk about it, Chapter 1, in a few minutes. But before we do that, we got to do this.
You mean more than we just did?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's it. Podcast over.
Oh, okay. Bye.
Bye. We got to talk about what did Jason Hill make me watch this week. This week, I can't talk. He made me watch something called Ghost Stories from 2017.
That's a good movie.
Which I have seen many a time and fucking love. But I was like, you know what? Just let's do this because I don't feel like this one's talked about enough. IMDb summary: after receiving a file with details of 3 unexplained cases of apparitions, skeptical professor Philip Goodman embarks on a terrifying trip. So Philip Goodman, he works for this TV show called Psychic Cheats, where he goes around doing basically exactly what the title suggests. It's very literal. And then it shows how it's weird because it starts off like a mockumentary where it's following Philip around. And then once he receives a package in his door, it switches to traditional style filming. He receives a package from one of his favorite psychologists. His name is Charles Cameron. And he's like, hey, I'm not because Charles has been missing for years at this point. Everyone assumes he's dead, but he's not. And he contacts Philip to meet him, gives him 3 cases. And he was like, if you can prove, I need you to prove that these are authentic instances of supernatural activity. And it's really cool because it's almost like it's like Trick or Treat, where it's an anthology, but it's like not segments, It's like he's going to 3 different houses, 3 different places. You get 3 separate stories, and once he starts talking to these people, it cuts and shows their story visually. So it's really good. Case 1 is about a former night watchman who is doing overnights and spooky shit happens. The next one is about a kid named Simon Rifkind who had a spooky experience on his way home in the car. And then the last one, it's about Mike Priddle, and it involves, this one might be a trigger warning for some people. It involves kids and stuff. So also literal trigger warning for the movie, as there is someone that takes their life. But yeah, it's all wrapped into it. It's an anthology wrapped into one narrative with no distinctive transitions to the next segment. Philip is the driving force behind the movie and investigates all 3 cases, but in doing so, the world, his reality, comes crashing down. What is real? What is fake? There's one common theme throughout the whole movie, and it is the mind sees what it wants to see. Super fucking good movie. 3.2 out of 5 on the Letterboxd. Jason gave it a 3 out of 5. And his review is, there's just something spooky about English ghosts. I have to agree. 4.5 out of 5 from me. I think it's a brilliant anthology, although I will say you are either going to love or hate the ending. It is one of those movies where it is either going to fully work for you or you're going to fucking hate it. Facts. That's all I can say.
Fair.
Streaming on Shudder, Tubi, AMC Plus, Pluto, and Plex. And once again, that is Ghost Stories from 2017.
Jason says, check it out. You'll probably hate it.
This is one you will probably not hate. Now, like I said, maybe the ending. But don't hate me because I warned you. Let's talk about the highest grossing movies and Oscar winners for 2017. Highest grossing movie is Star Wars Episode 8. The Last Jedi, bringing in $1.3 billion. I mean, it's Star Wars, I get it, but funny enough, highest grossing horror movie of the year is, of course, It. It is one of the highest grossing horror movies like fucking ever. $704 million, which is absolutely a lot of money. It's a lot of for a $30 million budget, like,
right.
That's crazy. This is the 90th Academy Awards presented on Monday, March 4th, 2018.
You mean Sunday?
Sunday, March 4th. I can read words sometimes. I think I'm going blind. Honoring movies released in 2017. Best actor goes to Gary Oldman for Darkest Hour. Actor in a supporting role, Sam Rockwell, 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Best actress goes to Frances McDormand for the same movie. I'm not repeating because it's too long. Actress in a supporting role, Allison Janney for I, Tonya. Well deserved. Cinematography to Roger A. Deakins for Blade Runner 2049. Director, Guillermo del Toro, The Shape of Water. Musical score, Alexandre Desplat for The Shape of Water. And Best Picture, The Shape of Water.
Such a good movie.
Yeah, so, well, let me get my thoughts together on this one. My brain is still just bursting at the seams with this movie, if that makes any sense. So, summary is, at a top-secret research facility in in the 1960s, a lonely janitor forms a unique relationship with an amphibious creature that is being held in captivity. She fucks the fish, everybody.
Yeah,
she fucks
does.
the goddamn fish. And I'm so irritated that we didn't see any fucking fish dick. What is up with that? She explains how it works, and we didn't know full frontal. Come on. Upset. Very upset by that fact. From the opening shot, though, of The Shape of Water, entranced. It's Del Toro at, I'd say, like, his peak. I don't know. Like, it's just, part of me was like, this has to be CG. But then the other part of me is like, well, it's Del Toro. Maybe he did fill up a room with water and shot it for real.
Nolan would have done it.
I'm sure it's a mix of practical and CG, but it just looks so good. The setting is fascinating. It's like Cold War era with technology that seems to be further advanced in time than we are now. It's quaint. The town is quaint and whimsical, and it totally gives this like gothic infused industrial BioShock vibe. For anybody who's played BioShock, it's very much like that. And the sets are not only just a thing of beauty, they are works of art. Every space feels lived in. I can't imagine how painstaking it must have been to like assemble some of those sets, especially in the apartments of whatever her name was, Elisa. Because like I was looking in the background and there's just books and books and there's just so much shit everywhere. And I was like, oh, I couldn't imagine having to do that. Michael Shannon is in this, and I love Michael Shannon, but he's playing a villain and it made me so upset.
He plays a good villain.
I know, but I was like, don't make me hate you. I love Michael Shannon. He's usually, he's like usually the weirdo guy that's just being funny.
He's still a weirdo in this movie.
Yeah, but he's like, I'm like, man, I don't like you. But that, he's doing his job well if he's a villain that I'm supposed to hate. Right. And then Octavia Spencer is also in this, who is wildly underappreciated, and she slays for these, not a small amount of screen time, but she's I'd say additional.
She's a supporting cast.
There we go. That's the one. But yeah, no, this movie is visually stunning. It's very well acted. Sally Hawkins, who plays Eliza, she's mute in this movie, and it's crazy how much she emotes, and she does do sign language as well. But it's just crazy how much she did with the role with no fucking lines, except for that one scene that I won't give away. But there's one scene where she talks, and you'll see why she does. Rating is a 3.7 out of 5 on the Letterboxd. Mine is a 4.5 out of 5. I had a lot of reviews, and mainly involving Sally Hawkins, but the one I landed on was, and I've been over here fucking human women my whole life like a jackass. It's not streaming anywhere. Thank you, Spencer, for having this. You've come in clutch with some of these.
You're so welcome. And I have a problem. Capitalizing on my issues.
Okay, but here's the real question. If you came down to it and you had to repopulate the earth, do you want top half fish or bottom half fish?
Bottom.
Yeah, same. Top half fish would be weird. I don't need no like fins slapping me around. All right. I have a problem.
Damn it.
All right, so let's move on to the IMDb Roundup. There it is. A little late there. It, from 2017, released on September 8th of that year in the U.S. Rated R for violence / horror, bloody images and language. You have mild sex and nudity, severe violence and gore, severe profanity to the umpteenth degree, mild alcohol, drugs, and smoking, and severe frightening and intense scenes. Coming in at 2 hours and 15 minutes. listed as a straight horror. I figured maybe there would be some sci-fi thrown in there, but it's fine. What are you going to do? Or thriller, I don't know. But directed by Andy Muschietti, who also directed Mama, It Chapter 2, and The Flash. Written by Chase Palmer, who only has 5 other credits and nothing I recognize. And then Kari Joji Fukunaga, who only has 9 other credits that he did the Maniac TV miniseries, but that's it. But then we have Gary Dauberman, who's pretty established in horror. He also did Annabelle Creation and Comes Home, The Nun 1 and 2, and then Until Dawn. Composed by Benjamin Wallfish, and if that name sounds familiar, it's because he was in our last episode of A Cure for Wellness. He also composed Lights Out and Annabelle Creation. Cinematography by Chung Hoon Chung, who also did the cinematography for Old Boy, Last Night in Soho, and Heretic. And we have edited by Jason Ballantyne, who also edited Prom Night from 2008, The Flash, and Ballerina, which was very fitting with his name. Ballantyne Ballerina. Starring so many fucking people. Oh my God. Starring Jaden Martell as Bill Denbrough, who was also in The Lodge as Aiden Hall, which we've covered on this show. Jeremy Ray Taylor as Ben Hanscom, who is in 3 episodes of Are You Afraid of the Dark 2019 as Fred Figglehorn. Sophia Lillis as Beverly Marsh. She was in the recent Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves as Doric. Finn Wolfhard as Richie Choser. Blah, blah, blah. Stranger Things. No one cares. Chosen Jacobs, which is a strange name, as Mike Hanlon. He was also in 4 episodes of Castle Rock, which is in the Stephen King lore, as Wendell Deaver. Jack Dylan Grazer as Eddie Kasprak. I hate that name. Did you know he was in Friendship as Steven?
Yeah.
I must have missed that one. Wyatt Olaf as Stanley Uris, who was also in Karate Kid Legends as Alan, and then, of course, Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise. I feel like the vast majority of moviegoers found out who Bill Skarsgård was through this, to be honest. I mean, I don't know. It
could be.
Complete, yeah.
I want to say this was his breakout role because I knew him from Hemlock Grove.
Right. So yeah, people that were deep in the.
But I say this movie is what put him on the map in Hollywood.
So if you want to see him with a normal face, you can check him out in Barbarian as Keith, and if you want to see him all dolled up and beautiful, you can see him in Nosferatu as Count Orlok. Budget of $35 million, grossing, like I said, 704. This says 0.2, 0.3, what the fuck ever. You can watch this the movie was filmed in Bangor, Maine and Ontario, Canada. You can watch this on HBO Max. Movies that came out around the same time, we have Annabelle Creation, The Hitman's Bodyguard, Wind River, Mother, with an exclamation point, Friend Request, Kingsman: The Golden Circle, Flatliners, Blade Runner 2049, and Happy Death Day. A lot of just kind of movies, to be honest, except for, a handful. IMDb summary: in the summer of 1989, a group of bullied kids band together to destroy a shape-shifting monster which disguises itself as a clown and preys on the children of Derry, their small Maine town. This is It Chapter 1.
Derry's not like any town I've ever been in before. People die or disappear 6 times the national average. And that's just grown-ups. Kids are worse. No! Way worse.
I saw something. There was this...
The clown.
Look, that's where it lives. What happened?
If you'll come with me, you'll float too. You'll float too. You'll float too.
So, Spencer, overall condensed brief thoughts on it.
I liked it.
Love it. All right, my overall thoughts.
No, I loved it. You heard the beginning of this podcast.
Yeah, and if you're listening to this clip on TikTok, then you'll have to go listen to the whole episode because, man, it was a good story. You had to be there. So, yeah, but you obviously more than liked it. You love this movie. Yeah,
I really liked it a lot.
It is a great fucking time. My overall thoughts are, I think this is a masterfully done adaptation of the source material that keeps the important beats of that story, leaves out the fluff, like the kid,
The orgies.
the orgies, and gives you a polished final product. So
Well said.
that I always try and write like a little blurb.
Well said.
Let's talk about that opening scene because, oh boy, I can vividly remember, like I said, I saw this in theaters, sitting there next to Gabby in sheer disbelief of what atrocity I had just witnessed against a kid. And if you've listened to this podcast, huge fan of violence against kids in movies because,
Our slogan is definitely "fuck them kids."
fuck them kids, because a lot of it's just like a touchy area that a lot of directors won't go to. They murder. I mean, I guess this story does revolve around killing kids, but
Right.
I mean, a kid gets gooshed in the first 5 minutes. But I mean, that opening scene, and it's funny because like I had not seen the miniseries, I had not read the book, but I knew. I've seen memes of Pennywise,
Right.
so I'm like, okay, he's going to go to the sewer, Pennywise is going to be there, and he's going to drag him in. And then what I got was Bill Skarsgård 5 seconds on screen being immediately creepy, and I'm like, I'm already uncomfortable with this. Like, I'm already not liking this. He's drooling, his eyes are going sideways, and then he just completely shreds that kid's arm to pieces before pulling him back into the sewer. And I just remember looking at Gabby with just like mouth open, like, oh my God, is this gonna be the rest of the movie? Fun fact, it definitely is. So that cold open is brilliant, and it's much gorier, obviously, than the TV version.
Yes.
It's very graphic. I have some notes on like Pennywise and who he is, but I don't know if I want to. I don't know how many people know like what he is. So
Unless
it's like,
you've read the book, I'm gonna go with no.
that's what I'm saying. So it's like I don't know.
So they briefly give you a hint at the end of this movie, a very brief blink and you miss it, that he's clearly something else other than what we see on screen.
Well, yeah.
But they don't really go into much lore of him. The TV show probably will.
Oh, I hope so.
I hope so, at least. But
well, and then in chapter 2, they go into like the ritual of Chud, which is directly from the book and kind of where Pennywise came from.
Right, but they still don't fully go into what or who Pennywise is.
So I'll give you the brief rundown here. It comes, and we're calling it because that's what it's called.
What it is. Yeah.
So it comes from the void that contains the entirety of existence. The space beyond space in Pennywise's origin is called the Macroverse, which is also referenced as Todash Darkness in Stephen King's Dark Tower novels. Its home dimension is a realm that sits alongside out in the Macroverse, and Pennywise's specific corner of cosmic real estate is called the Deadlights, hence the Deadlights that are also part of him.
Right.
At some point, he left the Deadlight and traveled across the Macroverse, entering our universe. He arrived on Earth in a cataclysmic event millions of years ago, landing in basically right under Derry, but it wasn't Derry when he arrived. He was there for a while before stuff started getting built up. The town of Derry was built in 1715. It awoke and began a cycle of feeding on the fears of the people of Derry, and then resumed hibernation for cycles of 27 to 30 years. Pennywise doesn't technically eat children. It can, he consumes their fear, but the process is obviously fatal. He preys on the children of Derry because their fears are easier to manifest into a physical form and harvest. King decided for it to predominantly take the shape of a dancing clown because the belief is clowns scare children more than anything else in the world. I was never scared of clowns as a kid, but
same. But I know a lot of people that are, though.
Exactly. I mean, I can see why people are afraid of clowns. It also can influence the adults of Derry to passively ignore and not interfere with his attacks. This is made evident in the movie when you see the missing poster for the girl that, I can't remember her name, the girl that they mentioned, and there's another missing poster just plastered right over hers, and they even say, wow, it's like she's just been forgotten. So it's kind of assumed that it has this influence on not just the kids.
You also see that briefly in specific, I'm not going to give it away, but specific deaths when on the TV.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it is very... they do a really good job of making it apparent.
Which is something I noticed. Well, I noticed one part of what you're saying on the first time, like when I watched it today.
Right.
So because it manipulates the minds of people in Derry, they don't dwell on tragedies that occur. They kind of just move past them. Pennywise is obviously a shapeshifter. You can even tell that in the movie. He takes many different forms. He takes the form of whatever scares you most. For Eddie, it's the homeless man. For Stanley, it's that painting of the creepy lady. Yada yada yada. He also has an enormous amount of powers. He can cast illusions. It's assumed that it manifested the fire responsible for killing Mike's parents. It can project itself into photographs like the slideshow in Billy's garage that everybody watched. That was a horrifying moment of the movie, the 2017 one. I don't know if they did that in the 1991. It's been a while since
they did not.
Yeah. But I'd say the most lethal thing he can do is manipulate how people perceive reality. And this is why Alvin Marsh, the abusive father of Beverly, couldn't see that their entire bathroom was covered in blood.
Yep.
But I also believe it goes further than that because Alvin, his wife, Alvin's wife, Beverly's mother, died. She died 2 different ways. In the book, I think it was suicide, and then in the movie, it was suggested that it was something different. But I think that completely wrecked Alvin as a human being because it would wreck anybody if your wife died. So I think he's been very fragile since that moment, and he's very feeble-minded, and Pennywise is able to manipulate him because I feel before his wife died that he wasn't like that. He wasn't kind of aggressive.
Oh, he was probably normal.
He was probably normal. But this is also backed up even further because this is the first time I noticed it. When Beverly gets home and we see her in her apartment for the first time, there's a commercial, or sorry, it's not a commercial, but it's a TV show playing, and you only hear the words, which is probably why I never picked up on it, because it's not on screen. But it says, toilet and bath water travel down the drain and into the sewer. The sewer is a fun place to play with all of your friends. Just follow the water into the drains and down into the sewers you'll go. When you're with your friends in the sewers, you can be as silly as a clown. I never noticed that. And that's right before she has the interaction with her father. So it's assumed that I just feel like Pennywise is living there rent-free and has a lot of influence in that house.
You also see that, and what I was getting at towards the end with
Henry Bauer.
Yeah,
and that's what I was about to connect you with. I obviously saw that one because they showcased it on TV.
They actually showed that one,
and it's the same. It's the same because you can see it briefly when the camera cuts to the living room. You can see it's a group of kids.
Yep. It's the same. It's the same
show,
TV show or whatever.
So it's clearly suggested that he's infiltrated Henry Bauer's house because he's the one that makes him kill his dad.
Right.
So it's very fascinating. There's also more lore that goes in deeper that I'll kind of explain as we go. So that's kind of Pennywise and who he is, just in case anybody out there doesn't necessarily know that much about him. What worked? I mean, everything really outside of the CG. Everything works.
The CG wasn't horrible.
It's not horrible, but there's instances, even when I watched it in theaters, I was like, oh, that looks pretty rough. It's funny because Bill Skarsgård can do the things with his eyes.
Yeah, he could do that.
But they CG'd his eyes like different colors. So the eyes just do not look good. I wish they would have done some contacts or something.
I think they actually retconned that in the second one because it looks better in the second one.
Yeah, it looks better in the second one because that's the funny thing I noticed is there's that meme everyone's seen where it's Bill Hader and he's like, so that eye thing, and he's
because that's actually real. It scared the shit out of him.
And he's like, oh, you mean this? And then he did it, and then Bill Hader runs away.
He's like gone. No. So good.
So yeah, he can actually do that. So it's kind of funny that the eyes look so weird. But yeah, I mean, I love the small town setting of Derry. It's just small town horror movies I love. Typically, I like mine a little bit more rural, but nonetheless, it's a small town. So I love that setting. Clearly, Bill Skarsgård worked. He fucking demolished this role. And don't get me wrong, like I said, I love Curry's performance in the original, but they're they're polar opposite performances. I think Curry's is a little bit more. He's a little bit more goofy and silly, where Skarsgård has those moments, but he's creepy the whole time. Like
terrifying.
He's absolutely terrifying with no matter what he's saying.
If I was introduced to clowns, this was the first one, I think I'd be scared of clowns.
Exactly.
But because Bozo the Clown was the first interaction I've ever had with clowns, I'm not terrified of him at all.
I'm not terrified. And I mean, honestly, even if I was introduced to Pennywise from the 90s, he has some pretty horrifying scenes. Like I remember the shower scene specifically is horrifying in the 1990 version. But yeah, if this was the first clown I ever interacted with, growing up,
I'd definitely have a fear.
I'd have a fear because I think to me, it is almost as good as Heath Ledger's Joker in the sense of someone just going full into a performance.
Right.
I think that, like, to me, this is his Joker because it's every time I watch it, I'm just captivated by his performance.
I agree with that.
He is so fucking good. And I'm not saying someone else couldn't have done this, but I remember hearing that he got cast, and I had known him from a couple of things before this, and I was like, that feels like a weird choice. But what do I know? I'm just some bitch. So it's not like I let it impact my viewing experience because like I said, the first 5 seconds I saw him on screen, I was like, oh no, that was a good choice. It was a great choice. So he is incredible in this. He goes as far to drool, but it's funny because he didn't drool on purpose. It was the prosthetic teeth that made him drool, and the director,
it worked.
Yeah, and Andy Muschietti was just like, yeah, let's keep that. So it's a brilliant performance in my opinion, and I really do think this put him on the map of like stardom, where it's
you started seeing him everywhere after these movies.
Yeah, so he's done a lot of stuff. Let's see what else here. Oh, the Losers Club. I love the Losers Club. They're great. And then I'm more specifically talking about the movie at hand. I'm having a hard time remembering the book and the original one, so it's basically everything I'm saying about what worked is for the movie. The dynamic between all of them feels very authentic. It feels very much like something I would have had as a kid, just with way more swearing, because I didn't swear when I was younger. Grew up in a Christian home. I didn't start swearing until I was much older. But everyone's got some wacky personality trait. You've got a hypochondriac who's afraid of everything. You've got the quiet and shy one, Stanley. You've got the jokester, constantly cracking your mom jokes. The new kid trying to fit in. You've got the unofficial ringleader, Bill, and then Molly Ringwald joins the group a little bit later. No, nothing. Okay, got it.
What do you mean? I mean, I like the reference.
Okay, I just want to make sure. I just want to feel validated. No, that was
good reference, Austin.
That was a great joke that Richie made.
Yes,
who let Molly Ringwald join the group?
Yeah, that was a really funny one.
So yeah, I think the group is great. They all work very well together, and honestly, every single kid actor, 10 out of 10. Like, I mean, they're all so
fantastic.
Good. It's a very rare instance that you get that many kid actors in a movie that all crush it.
Right.
I feel, at least. Because kid actors can be kind of hit or miss, but every single one of them, because even Stanley Uris, I don't think the kid's a bad actor. He's just so frightened by everything, and he's very shy and quiet and reserved, and I think he played that part extremely well. I
mean, for all we know, that's just him. He was just playing himself.
Right, yeah.
I mean, you're a young kid, like, who knows what's going on, especially when you're in a horror movie like this. Like, you're probably scared shitless.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. Even though it's fake, you probably still might be scared at some points. But
I mean, if I saw Bill Skarsgård in costume, I'd still be scared shitless.
I know there's one trivia that I didn't include because the trivia got exhausting to go through. There's like 400 bits
there's a
of
lot of trivia for this movie.
I picked out 4 things from the top, and I was like, that's enough. But I remember the kid. It was either the kid's choice or Pennywise or Skarsgård's choice to not reveal him.
It was his choice.
Except he only had one part with the kid who played Eddie. They had seen each other before, but everyone else had not seen him until he walked on set. So their reactions are pretty authentic.
And he did that on purpose,
right?
Because for the final showdown at the end of the movie, he wanted it all to be as authentic as possible.
Well, because when he comes out, Richie Tozier's like, "Oh shit!" Like, and that looks real.
Right.
That's not acting. Like, that's 100% real. So yeah, Losers Club is great. And speaking in terms of cinematography and score, I mean, the sound design is fucking excellent. The copy I had, it says Atmos on the back, but I know mine doesn't do it, so it was in 7.1. It's a great soundtrack and score. Those really heavy bass notes, it's hard to explain, but there's one point when at the showdown in the end when they're going through the doors upstairs and there's this one just like that hits and Pennywise looks up because he's like, oh shit, and he just like forces the kid's head down as he goes to find them. Oh my god, the score is just so good in this. And then again, visually speaking, it's beautiful to look at. I think they used that budget very well. Clearly the cinematographer knew what he was doing. I mean, he's done a lot of good work that I've seen. So good imagery. A lot, Pennywise's look is a little bit more accurate to the book. because in the book he's got orange hair, he's got the orange tufts, he's got the one in the 1990 one is not technically very accurate because he's got red hair. The only thing they kept the same were I think he had orange puffs on the front.
I mean, they even changed red balloon to yellow.
Exactly. So, which is it's just like, it's already there in the book. Like, just use it. I don't know. I get wanting to do something different, but when you're doing an adaptation, I feel like there are certain things you should hit.
Maybe they couldn't get red balloons.
You got them that was also
but that was way later.
That was many years.
That was
later.
way later.
So
that was literally
27 years later.
Hey, yeah, 27 years later. Look at that.
I'm great at doing math from the year I was born because it's just add 10.
Right.
Just add 10. But one of my favorite scenes, I think, in the entire movie is when they go down into the sewers and they see all the kids floating and the camera pans up this huge just mountain of shit and all the kids are floating around in the air. And I'm like, oh my God, it's just like, I'm like, this is cinema every time. So good. But yeah, the use of CG a lot of the times doesn't really take me out, but I'm like, man, they do a lot of stuff practically. Like I know there was plenty of sets that they used, but sometimes the CG, I was like, damn. The story to the book, how do you feel they did on this one? I know we've kind of talked about it, but I think they hit the important beats.
They hit, I mean, are we just talking chapter 1 in book, like what they did with chapter 1?
Yeah, that's why I'm specifically calling this episode.
I just wanted to make sure before
No, you're good.
But yeah, I mean, I think they did really well. I mean, obviously there are some things that were omitted in the movie that were in the book, which for good reason, because I did not want to see children orgy. I don't. They borderline referenced it with the lake scene, and I'm totally okay with that being like the replacement for the like when they're all like in their underwear frolicking, and then they just watch each other sunbathe at the end.
Oh yeah,
it was a very subtle reference to it all, which that was fine because it just looks like kids having fun.
All of them were in what are y'all going shopping at the same place?
Right, they're all wearing like tidy whities except for, of course, Beverly. But yeah,
same exact tidy whities.
I guess that's all that was back in the 60s.
What?
Or no, that was 89.
This is 89.
Yeah, maybe that's all that was there. I don't know. I didn't really go to what kind of underwear was made in the 80s.
No, tidy whities for sure. But I do that's what I love about this 2017 one, because the book is the 50s and the 80s, and this does the 80s, and then eventually goes to... I love that. I think that was a great touch.
And ironically, one of my favorite little nods to the book was in that one scene is a very subtle Bill says something about, hey, a turtle.
Oh, the turtle.
Just totally ass random, because
Oh, there's even a turtle in Bill's room in the beginning. It's like a little Lego turtle.
There's little subtleties throughout, and I thought that was cool. I think they did really well. Like I said, I haven't read the book since 2017, but I did read it before it came out, and I was very happy with what I saw after what I read.
Yeah, and like I said, I don't remember everything, of course. It's a huge book. But in case anyone was curious or wondering what the fuck we're talking about when we said turtle, it's because this is one of my dislikes, so we're just going to skip to that real quick because you mentioned turtles. But it's Maturin the turtle. He's this cosmic entity from Stephen King's works, and he's best known as the creator of the universe and the nemesis of Pennywise, mind you. But he is a benevolent giant turtle who created our universe by vomiting it up after a stomach ache. I just want to see an adaptation where we fucking see the turtle. It wouldn't make sense. It's going to be impossible to fit it in, but god damn it, can I just see the giant space?
I mean, we might see it in the show. We don't know what the show is going to do.
Oh man, just please, for the love of God, I just want to see the giant space turtle.
I have not seen the trailer for the show, so I don't even know what's going on with the show other than it's coming out and Pennywise will be in it.
I will settle for just a turtle on the beach throwing up. I'll take that.
Like somebody's just walking on the beach all romantically and they're like, oh, look at that. You just see a turtle throw up.
I'll take that as a reference. That's fine. But
we'll see what happens.
I would love to see a giant space turtle.
I mean, they got Andy to come back to do it, so obviously it's going to be as faithful as possible.
Yeah, exactly. And, of course, Skarsgård will be back as well, which is amazing. Right. So, just like the book, I don't know if they kept the names the same, but it's established later on that a young girl has already gone missing before Georgie did. So, that insinuates Pennywise has already been around for some amount of time before.
At least 27 years.
Well, no, I'm saying like he's been around before the story started. He has already been working. Like,
Oh, yeah.
he didn't just come back.
Georgie just happened to be another one.
Yeah, he happened to be another one, and then he focused in on the Losers Club. He's like, oh, look at all these kids together. This is great. So many of them. That did come around to bite him in the ass, though. And I was also tried to look up if like the number 27 had any significance or if it was just Stephen King on cocaine. And outside of like the New Testament having 27 books and the 27 Club, which if you don't know what that is, go look it up. It's like all these famous musicians who died.
They kind of do the same thing with Jeepers Creepers. Like the Creeper comes back every 20-something years. So
27 too.
So
yeah.
there's a significance
That's
there
what I'm
somewhere,
saying.
but I don't know what.
I couldn't figure it out. Anyway, I don't know. But
it's fun though.
something I think the movie showcases very well is how all of the losers have an interaction with Pennywise before meeting him at the house on Neibolt.
Yes.
Like Mike sees his silhouette in the butcher shop with the fiery eyes.
Which I feel like would make sense to start the fear, because
Exactly.
just like Freddy Krueger, if you're not scared of him, he's not going to nothing could happen, which is why in like Freddy versus Jason, he has Jason start doing some of his bidding to bring the fear into it. So like,
Welcome to prime time, bitch.
like that's also that was really good.
that was only doing it half.
That was really good.
Okay.
But anyway, I think I just wasn't expecting that. But yeah, so I think just the whole, you gotta show fear before you could show your true self. Like it's just a common theme in horror in general. Like
Yeah.
because if you're not scared, who the fuck cares? Like, what am I? If I'm haunting you and I know you're not scared, what's the point? I'll go somewhere else and haunt some fucking 3-year-old that's going to piss his bed every day.
Well, it's weird because Mike is the only one that actually sees Pennywise. I mean, it's a silhouette, but...
Well, because I think Mike is legitimately the one scared of... Or is it Richie scared of... One of them is actually scared of clowns.
Richie doesn't even see him before the house on Neibolt, though.
Right.
Yeah,
so,
which is weird.
But I know one of them is actually scared of... Okay, so Richie's scared of clowns and everybody else is scared of something. The leprosy bum.
Well, because, Stanley sees him in the form of that painting in his dad's office. Ben sees him as the headless kid that he was researching in the library. Eddie sees him as the homeless guy. Beverly has a more... Like, what do you call it? The blood. The blood in the bathroom. But the only one... And then Bill in the basement with Georgie. Okay, Bill does see him, too. He sees Georgie first, but then Pennywise charges him.
Yeah.
So Mike and Bill are the only ones to actually see Pennywise as a clown before they meet up, which... I don't know if that has anything. I don't know if that means anything. I'm not going to look too deep into it. It's just something that I noticed.
And when they towards the end, or I guess it would be more the middle, when they're all like what they say they're scared of when they're just chilling in the park.
Yep.
They don't all say what they're scared of. Minus Richie. Only the ones that actually saw something other than a clown say what they're scared of.
I guess he didn't need, then this is just my speculation, I guess he really didn't need to visit Richie beforehand if he's a clown, because he already knew he was fucking scared of clowns.
And I think for Bill, Georgie disappearing was enough to put fear in him, because where did he go? All these other people are missing. Like, he's scared for Georgie still. So like,
and Georgie's not dead. Georgie's just missing.
Right. And but he already had the fear in him the moment Georgie went missing. So I guess it doesn't really need to be manifested into anything else other than a clown.
A clown. Yeah. Other things I found interesting on this viewing is that Patrick Hochstetter gets killed immediately when he sees Pennywise in the sewers. And I found that weird. Like, why didn't... Because Pennywise was clearly just taking other shapes when he was scaring all of the other kids. Why did he just kill Patrick? Because maybe Patrick wouldn't have been scared of anything? Or maybe because he was just in the sewers already and he could get away with it? It's weird because,
he's a dick.
That's true. Maybe he just was like...
Maybe Pennywise is actually okay at heart.
Yeah, right. He kills the ones that are assholes quicker.
Maybe, you know what? Now that we're just talking about, maybe it's because he was interfering in... Because he was going after the kids.
Oh shit!
So maybe maybe he's like, "Oh, you're not interfering. Fuck you. I'm killing my competition.
I need this." Oh, that's true.
So it could be a competition thing.
I like that. Okay, yeah. So, is there anything you'd like to specifically highlight with what you? I mean, it's hard to encapsulate what I like about a movie when it's nearly perfect to me. Right.
But one of my favorite comedic scenes.
Yes, there you go. Let's hear it.
When I forgot what his name was. What's the black kid's name? I forgot his name.
Mike.
Okay. So when he's getting beat up, he looks to see Pennywise. He just with the arm.
Oh, great!
Dude,
yeah.
it kills me. It cracks me up every time because he's like, "Hi!" and it's just waving this bloody ass arm everywhere.
Yeah, I love.
Oh, it kills me.
There's a GIF or a meme of the Forrest Gump waving.
Yeah, and then he's like,
and then it's Pennywise waving.
Oh, dead every time.
Right.
It's because like that whole scene is so like random in tone because you got that comedic scene, and then all of a sudden you have heavy metal. And a rock throwing, like they're just like, fuck you guys throwing rocks. And I was like, this is so out of pocket, but like somehow it works.
Yeah, it works.
Like, and dude, they got hit hard with those rocks.
Yeah, some of those kids got like
they got nailed with those rocks. Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
There's also one thing I'd like to say that I wish was not a deleted scene.
What?
Was so towards the end after the bully kills his dad.
Henry Bauer.
Yeah, he goes and kills his friends.
Oh, shit.
So there's a deleted scene where he's actually so you know the scene where they all go back to the house on Nebel Street at the end and you see Henry Bowers pull up?
Yeah.
So there's a deleted scene of a close up of that car and it's got his two friends dead in the car with him.
Oh, and that would have been
And that's why he's got blood all over his face like when you see him later on.
Oh, yeah.
So later on you just see him with blood randomly over his face. You're like, but the fight he just had doesn't make any sense with that. So yeah, there's a deleted scene in the movie where he kills his friends, that's where he kills his dad.
And that it's actually kind of fun because that would be a fun parallel with what happens in chapter 2.
Right. So there is a close up of him all bloody in the car, looking at the kids entering the house with the dead friends in the car.
I wonder why they cut that. Time? Like, I mean,
it would have only been an extra 30 seconds.
I was going to say, I can't imagine it would be a time thing.
But maybe it was more he wanted to insinuate because there is, I don't know the exact dialogue, but there is slight dialogue after he kills his dad that he hears Pennywise on the TV mention to
kill them all.
Yeah, kill them all.
Kill them all.
Which could be anything. Which means anything. So I guess it was more like
insinuated. Yeah,
it's insinuated because technically you don't see him anymore, anyways.
Yeah, well, he falls down the well. You know.
Well, no, I mean his friends anymore. After the shooting of the gun or whatever, you don't see his friends anymore in the rest of that movie. Which I guess you can insinuate they're dead because you did kill them all. But like, I think that extra 30 seconds wouldn't have mattered at all, personally. But, you know, who am I? I'm just some
what do
bitch.
I know? I'm just some bitch.
We're just some bitches.
I need to get that on a shirt. What do I know? I'm just some bitch.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, so Henry Bauer, in the book, dude, that kid is fucking crazy. He kills his, like, infant brother or sister.
He definitely was, I feel like, not so watered down, he was watered down for the movie.
He was risk, because I remember... maybe I did read the book before I saw the movie because I swear because now I'm remembering, I wonder if he's going to kill the infant like he did in the book. It's possible I may have read the book now that I'm thinking about it, but nonetheless, or maybe that was going into chapter 2. I don't know. But yeah, I remember reading the book. I was like, oh my God, Henry Bowers is a fucking psychopath.
Right. And
he's nuts.
And to be honest, like, we already got that from when he was slicing his name up. And the dude's stomach and everybody's like, whoa, cool, dude, what are you doing?
Like, yeah, cool your jets there.
Like, so we already got the idea that he was crazy. So, like, in all honesty, we didn't really need a Henry Bauer backstory. More than that.
No, because I think there's almost an entire chapter on him.
On him, 100%.
There's a lot, and because I mean the book is like, I think it's 1148 pages.
Yeah, I mean he's a big and that's
he's a much bigger player.
And that's the crazy thing from book to movie, like where a lot of people are like, oh, it's not as good as the book. Which, to be fair, like,
you condense down that big of a book into only 4 hours. You know,
it was 3. No, it was over 5 because the second one is 2 hours and 50 minutes.
Oh, that's right. The second
one's almost 3 hours.
So it's like 5.5 hours. Yeah,
but still, like, you didn't need, like, the movie doesn't focus on Henry Bauer. You don't need it to be the focus of him. He's just more of a side player.
They have to go into more description in the book for you to really hate this character.
Right.
In the movie, I mean,
he's just a bully in the movie, and like, nobody likes bullies.
That's enough for me to hate him.
Right.
Him carving, and that's from the book too, him carving his name into Ben Hanscom, that's enough visually for me to be like, you're a piece of shit, and I don't like you.
And we don't need to see him. But so like.
But yeah, they go into his, like, more psychology in the book, and it's fucking crazy.
And there is obviously a big argument that books are better than movies, for sure. Like, but like, it's a movie is just a visual book, but like, just like all the Harry Potters, like, there's so much that goes on that, like, if you want people, like, because not everybody A, read the books,
right?
B, sometimes it can bog down the runtime a lot more where it's unnecessary, and that's where deleted scenes come into play. So like, basically taken out of a huge subplot of Henry Bauer's psychosis.
Yeah.
Is totally fine. Because
Well, yeah.
we get how crazy he is, because he clearly has a thing for these kids.
And even when he was going to like put the cat up there to shoot it, you're like, okay, you're like
Right.
really,
And so
really
we-
a piece of shit.
Right, and it got the point across. We did, and then we got even more the point across in chapter 2.
Yeah.
like so, like there really is no, like I said, it's not his.
Not
The
necessary.
movie's not about him.
Well, and
But with the book, you can do whatever you want.
well, and Stephen King is notorious for like word diarrhea. Like,
But
I mean,
also, he was
coked up.
he was coked up writing that book for 4 years, which is
not
where the orgy came into play.
And we didn't say cooped up, coked up.
Coked, like he was on cocaine for 4 years writing that book.
Yeah, so
And when you read that book,
it's
very fucking apparent.
It was, I think it was it 48-hour book on Audible? I think it was 48 hours.
I almost feel like if he was sober writing that book, it'd be half of what it is.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's bad right now, but like I said, the whole extra stuff with Henry Bauer, I feel like was unnecessary, but like it did give us a more point across that he is the absolute worst.
Yeah, he's the worst. And
But we got that in the movie just fine.
yeah, it's easier to visually show you how how much of a piece of shit someone is, but in the book you really have to describe in such detail so you can get a
Right, like
picture in your mind.
we didn't need him to see him kill an infant in the movie.
No,
Not at all.
No, there's already enough, and that's where I draw the line. Is like infants, like that's where I'm like, no.
I mean,
let's
even
not do
in
that.
insinuated, like he looks at the infant with like a weapon in his hand.
Yeah, even that isn't. It's
it
too much.
was unnecessary.
But fuck those kids.
Right.
So
I'm gonna get that as a tramp stamp.
there you go. Fuck them kids. Trying to think of anything else that I wanted to specifically highlight. There's going to be more stuff that comes up as we go on here, but what didn't work for me, really, like I said, and it's not even that it didn't work. I just want to see Maturin at some point, and then the CG is my only complaint, and it's not like it's horrible, because at times it's great, but there are some times where it's like really like Gumby. So that is my only dislike with the movie. What about you? Do you have anything that doesn't work for you?
No, I really don't think.
All right, there you go.
I mean, I'm not saying it was a perfect movie. I was near perfect either way, but like, I don't really have anything that I disliked about it. Like,
Right.
I couldn't, like, even rewatching it yesterday, I couldn't just be like, "Yep, I don't like that." Like, I didn't mind any of it.
I'm honestly, it's still 8 years later now. Yeah, 8 years later, just as captivated the first time I was when I was watching it. It's. I think it's gonna hold the test of time for quite a while.
I agree.
My hot take, I have a few here. Pennywise as a villain is a bitch. Preying on feeble-minded children who are wildly easy targets until he comes across a group he can't even kill. I mean, he gets literally defeated by children. Just saying.
I mean, so are you saying Freddy's also a bitch?
Yeah, Freddy's a bitch too.
That's fair.
I got him tattooed on my leg.
And it says bitch.
No, I'm saying when it comes to an actual, yeah, because I mean, well, Freddy can only get you in your dreams, so I think he's not a quote unquote bitch. He just has his limited resources. But I mean, Pennywise Pennywise isn't opposed to killing like adults, but he preys specifically on children because like it's easy to scare them. So he's kind of a bitch.
Easy prey.
I mean, he's still horrifying, but
Right.
he's kind of a bitch. Like, don't get me wrong, I've got 2 posters here. I've got a standee. I've got 400 Funko Pops of I love Pennywise, but when it comes down to it, I'm like, as a villain, he's kind of, it's funny. And then I'm just over Finn Wolfhard at this point now in 2025. In this movie, I was a fan of him. I think he's great in this movie. He's great in Stranger Things, but they're just trying to make him happen. And I'm so over Finn Wolfhard at this point. It's not even his fault. It's not even because of him. They're just interjecting him into these things, and I'm like, I just don't like you. I don't like your face. Your hair is weird. I don't know. Not a fan of Finn Wolfhard. And then lastly here, I enjoy this movie just as much as Chapter 2 because
Same.
I think they're equally.
I might have liked Chapter 2 more. It's been a while, but
Yeah. I think Chapter 2, it's on par for me
they're
with this one.
definitely equals.
Yeah. So those are my hot takes. You got any hot takes there, buddy?
Not necessarily hot takes, but like, I do think it's kind of funny. So at the very end of the movie, when they're all doing like their blood pact,
Yeah.
like they're all just like, "This is sanitary. Let me just cut you all open with this piece of glass." And then we're just gonna touch your face and all. I'm like, bro, what?
Cooties weren't invented until the 90s. You know, they were safe.
Were they? Where the fuck did he get that piece of glass? It's
places.
like every time I watch it, I'm just like, that's not sanitary. And then Beverly like touches dude's face.
Oh
I'm
yeah, like really?
I'm like, it's like there's no reaction to like just blood all over you. Okay, like, I mean, I guess after you defeat a fucking demon clown, sure, nothing's gonna phase you, but that's not the point. Like, come on, bro. Like, you couldn't have used your other hand. But also, I really thought, like, so out of all of them, you know, it's funny. Out of all of them, after their hands got cut, the only one that didn't flinch was Beverly. Everybody else flinched like a little bitch.
Yeah. Well, remember, all the kids weren't even gonna jump off the
right.
fucking
Yeah,
what is it
until the girl.
called?
Then like, he's like, fuck, we just got showed up by a girl.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I thought that was interesting. All the boys are like, oh god, I get cut, and the girl's like, fucking bring it.
It just shows how tough she is. Plus, in the book as well,
she had a tough upbringing. Like
tough
after the mom died,
and tough marriage, which they
showcased
a little bit.
And enough.
God,
they showed enough
in the book. Yeah, enough. But in the book, I was like, oh, this poor woman.
In the book, it's straight up domestic abuse. In the book.
Yeah. There's all. I mean, they do highlight like
they highlight it in the movie.
The fight they had in the beginning.
And I think that little bit was just enough.
It was enough for me because I read the book. Like I was like, all right, cool, got it. Yeah, this is just a condensed Cliff Notes version. Totally understand.
Right.
Let's see. Hooks for me. The second that Georgie's arm came off and the camera cuts to him crawling and blood, I was like, yeah, I'm in.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That was it.
I'm in.
That's all it took.
Yeah, it's all it took. Yeah, just a kid getting his arm
ripped off. I was like, this movie's gonna rock.
I love this. Never lost either as well. Never. I'm never lost during the movie.
No, not at all.
Horror moment. I mean, fucking all of it. What am I supposed to do? The librarian staring at Ben. The subsequent sequence with the headless kid.
The scene that still gets me today, even though I do see it's coming. It's just one specific scene, and it's the scene in the garage. You're not expecting them fucking come out of the wall like that and scare the shit out of them all.
Especially like 20 feet tall.
Right, and then with the sound, like the sound design and everything with that, it's just absolutely terrifying.
Well, and how it was shot too, I think was so brilliant because they're looking at that slideshow, so the pictures are flashing, and then it starts to flash like quicker and quicker,
and then all of a sudden it just pops out. I'm like, what the fuck?
And then it's basically turning into a movie where Pennywise has this like long, like lush hair,
and it just starts crawling. It's like, fucking huge. Yeah, that is definitely the horror moment for me. Everything else, I mean, the movie was scary, but like.
Yeah,
but that was really the only movie that only scene that affected me.
The homeless, the homeless guy was good. The Georgie screaming "You'll float too," and then Pennywise like running up. But for me, it's the scene in the bathroom with Beverly because she gets she hears something in the drain and she goes over there and she looks down and it's like, oh, Beverly, blah blah blah, and then that like hair comes out and grabs her down and then blood just. Like it's such a visually aesthetic scene where the camera's above her and the blood splatters out through the walls and then it cuts to like a side shot and I was just like, oh, this is so good. It's such a good moment. I love that one.
It was good.
Favorite kill? I mean, it's Henry Bauer, but he's still alive in the second one, so I don't get that. That's a weird continuity bit because he falls down the well and I was like, nice.
But you don't see him.
I know.
You don't see him afterwards.
Maybe it was Pennywise. Who knows?
Well, no, I'm pretty sure that was really him, but I don't think he just got fucked up.
I mean, but the thing, remember, Mike was scared of Henry. I don't know.
It's true, but he did already you did see him drive up prior.
Yeah, that's true. Favorite kill for you?
Favorite kill. Honestly, it's not a Pennywise kill.
That's fine.
I was totally okay with. I thought it was a very good moment for Beverly when she killed her dad.
Oh, that was a good one.
Just and not because she killed her dad, but like the behind it all that she was finally breaking free.
Yeah.
Like throughout the whole movie, you slowly see her break free, and then because she's getting bullied her whole life, and then she gets her perverted dad all on her ass about that.
Yeah, gross.
And then, boom, he's like, fuck you, I'm doing this, I'm hanging out with my friends, you can't do this anymore. So basically, I love that because it was a very break-free moment for her character, and I feel like that was a very pivotal character development for her. So that was my favorite kill.
Okay. Favorite character for me is Eddie. His manic energy is everything to me, and he is the personification of what goes on inside my head on a daily basis. So I love Eddie. Great character. What about you?
I really like Beverly as a character.
Yeah,
like
she's a good character.
She's like, even all the shit she was going out, she was like happening around her. She was still like, fuck it, I got this. Like,
strong woman right there.
Yeah, very much so. And then she always was willing to help. Like Like that scene when they were getting gauze, and then she's like, "Oh, let me just
Let me flirt with Mr.
let me
Keene.
just flirt with this fucking guy that looks like Stephen King a little bit." He looks like a bloated Stephen King.
He does.
But yeah, she's probably my favorite.
Okay. Least favorite character for me, funny enough, is Mr. Keene, because he is absolutely a predator that needs to be on a list with how he was talking to Beverly.
For sure.
Beverly's dad isn't much better, and this is going to sound so weird. I'd rather you be outright with how terrible you are, because I feel like Mr. Keene does some shady fucking shit in the shadows that he hides. At least Beverly's dad is like upfront about it.
There's probably a reason why his daughter's a huge cunt.
Oh, that's right. The pharmacist's daughter is a bitch. Yeah.
Yep.
So Mr. Keene, because you don't know enough about him to something shady's going on with that guy. What about you? Least favorite character?
So I have two, and actually this one is a hot take. But I wanted
you go.
But I wanted to save it for this.
Wrap that shit
segment.
in right here.
Yeah.
I love it.
I'm gonna go with Bill, because he did not want to play with his brother, and his brother got eaten by Pennywise because of it. Fuck that guy, because he didn't want to play.
Oh, he said he was sick.
But he wasn't. He lied to his brother, and you know what happened? You fucked around, you find out your brother's gone.
That's why he's so distraught about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But like,
fuck you, Bill.
Fuck you, Bill. But also, Eddie's mom, fucking gatekeeping that fucking kid.
Dude,
gazebos.
Yeah, a gazebo. They're gazebos.
Also, she looked like a female Stephen King. It was weird.
She is exactly the person I pictured when I was like, obviously I'm pretty sure I saw the movie before I read the book, but when they're describing her in the book, and I was like, they fucking nailed Eddie's mom perfectly.
But she's the worst.
The worst. The fucking worst.
Gatekeeper.
I'm gonna let you say your favorite line, because I wrote down two, because I think one of mine is gonna be the same as yours.
Oh, the gazebos. Like, you know what these are? It's bullshit. There's gazebos. It's just so funny. That, and obviously I love the whole beep beep Richie.
Beep beep Richie.
Like, it's just so, like, honestly, any quips that Pennywise says is just fun.
All right, so I wrote down two. One is more of a low-key funny thing that I also noticed that I heard for the first time because I had the subtitles on, but it's when they're patching up Ben Hanscom after he got attacked by Henry Bowers.
Yeah.
And Beverly is walking down the alleyway to the street, and Eddie says, "Go get my bifocals. I hit him in my second fanny pack." And Stanley's like,
why do you have a second fanny pack?
Why do you have two fanny packs? And Eddie's like, "I need to focus right now, and it's a long story. I don't want to get into it."
Yes.
I fucking died. I was
Dude, they're like behind the scenes banter, like their off screen banter is so funny.
Good.
Like, I love when he's like, "This guy's bleeding hamburger helper."
Yeah,
I'm like,
he's bleeding hamburger helper.
I'm like, that's so mean.
But the line that makes me seriously laugh out loud just a maniacal laugh is, "Go blow your dad, you mullet wearing asshole," every fucking time.
Oh, so good.
So good.
Dude, honestly, any sexual quips by Richie are just funny, because you're like, "Am I right?" And everybody's like, "Fuck you, dude."
Fuck you, guy.
Like, it's so good.
So goddamn good. No random thoughts. I was just very into the movie. I didn't have any random thoughts. Expectations, I've already seen this. And I didn't write down a review. Second week in a row. So disappointed in myself.
What do you mean you didn't write a review?
I always say at the end of the episode, I'll be like, if I didn't shamelessly plug my podcast and I actually wrote reviews for horror movies on Letterboxd, I would say, blah, blah, blah,
I have
blah,
a review for the movie.
Oh, then there you go. My review is, Spencer, read your review.
I'm on it. Hold on. Okay. So, I mean, we kind of already said all of this, but Here it is. But anyway, Bill Skarsgård was born to play Pennywise. The way he embodies the character should be studied. The kid actors all play well with each other, and the movie delivers on the scares, comedy, and friendship goals. Beep, beep, Richie.
Beep, beep, Richie.
Yes, that was my review.
I guess my review would be, thank you for not including the kid orgy, because I would have had to salt my eyes with alcohol. Like, oh my God. So that is it, chapter 1. Let's move on to post-review stuff here. Taglines, there's only 2, which I was kind of surprised. You'll Float 2, great, and It Takes Many Forms. I wrote down 4 trivia facts. If you want to read some great trivia, I suggest going to, but
take a day.
Take a day. I kept hitting 50 more. Okay, scroll. 50 more. Yep, scroll.
There's so
much.
much.
Oh my God, I'm done. So Jack Dylan Grazer, who played Eddie, was the first one out of all the kids to work with Bill Skarsgård. During their scene, Grazer would cry and gag while Skarsgård was right in his face yelling and drooling. Skarsgård was genuinely concerned for Grazer after the scene ended, asked him if he was okay. Grazer looked right at him and said, "Love what you're doing with the character." Skarsgård was left confused and impressed by Grazer's attitude, calling the child actors little professionals. Like, I could just see him doing that. "Love what you're doing. I gotta go." Okay.
It's lunch.
Yeah, lunchtime. I already said the thing about the teeth prosthetics. They actually made Bill Skarsgård drool profusely, and they just kept it in. Pennywise has only 4 minutes of dialogue in a 2-hour and 15-minute movie, which is crazy. And some of the lines between actors, much of Richie's and Eddie's banter was improv. I thought that was fun. Goofs. I always love petty goofs. Police cars are shown with red and blue lights. Police cars in Maine only display blue lights. Guess who's only going to know that? People who live in Maine.
God.
How the fuck? Derry, Maine is in the USA. However, a war memorial contains the line "for king and country," revealing the filming location in Canada. And during the rock scene fight, Richie is clearly seen getting hit by a rock in the head. Yet, in the remainder of the movie, Richie is not shown to have any sign of head injury and remains undamaged throughout the movie. And then the Henry Bowers thing. He somehow takes the plunge down a deep well, but survives. I don't get that at all. So it's fine. It's fine. Rated 7.3 out of 10 on IMDb, 3.4 out of 5 on Letterboxd, and 85% on the tomato meter, and an 84% audience score. You gave this
A 4.5.
I gave this a 4.5. That is a Frightmare certified slap. Similar movies according to Letterboxd. We have It 1990, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, A Nightmare on Elm Street 2010 for some reason.
Yikes.
Boogeyman and The Ring. Similar movies according to IMDb. We have It Chapter 2, The Conjuring, It 1990, A Quiet Place, and Get Out.
That's a weird one.
That's a weird one.
Like, yeah, I was on board with all of those, but Get Out, that's weird. Like, what?
I love Get Out, but yeah.
Yeah, but
Did you get any funny reviews?
I totally forgot to get reviews.
I always forget to remind people. It's fine. I'll just read. I've got like 5 or 7 here. I'll just read all these.
Well, while you read, I'll look at 1 or 2 so I
too
can...
late.
Fine.
It's too late, Spencer.
Fine.
It's too late.
I don't want to contribute anyways.
Fine. 3 stars from Cookie. The part where Pennywise did Gangnam Style.
It's so funny.
That's a horrifying scene. And then he leaps off of that platform like, wow! Like, no, I'm good. 4 stars from Adam. Stephen King really fucking hates children.
Right.
Especially in the books.
He has a genre literally called Fuck Them Kids.
Literally. 4 stars from Minnick. I would die 1,000 times over for that kid with 2 fanny packs. Stranger Things kids who? 3.5 stars from Matt Singer. Gotta say, Pennywise was a clown of his word. He floated the hell out of those kids. 3 stars from Dan. Whenever the Stranger Things kid was in danger, please know I was rooting for the clown.
Jesus.
And 5 stars from Zuzu Pan. Eddie yelling, "They're gazebos!" instead of placebos is something so personal to me. Gazebo. Yes, that's great. There's so many shirts I just want to make with like quotes from this movie.
Right.
Gazebos is one of them.
It's awesome.
If you enjoy the show, please rate and review on your favorite podcast app of choice. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Slasher app, Blue Sky Threads, and YouTube at frightmarespodcast. Our email is stayspooky@outlook.com. You can follow me personally on Letterboxd at Dr. Proctor. You are
Slafferman.
That is SLAFFERMAN, the greatest handle ever. Be sure to follow our sister podcast, The Shameless Picture Show, and also check out the Dead-Eyed Millennial podcast as well. Next episode, I will be sitting down with Ryan Spindell, who directed The Mortuary Collection from 2019. So until then, stay tuned and...
Stay out of sewers.
And spooky, too.
And spooky, I guess.
Yeah.
Sure.